Picture this. You're walking down a quiet street at dusk, the kind where the streetlights flicker and the air feels too still. You see an old house at the end of the road. Its windows dark, its paint peeling like dead skin. The locals call it the Hollow House, and they say it's been empty for decades, or so they thought. But every night, a light flickers in the attic, and if you listen closely, you can hear someone or something whispering your name from inside. Want to know the scariest part? People who go and don't come out. So, grab a blanket, lock your doors, and let's step into the terrifying tale of the Hollow House. A story so chilling, it'll make you afraid of your own shadow. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, where we dive into stories that'll keep you up all night. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and join crew. We're about to go on a seriously creepy ride. Today, we're unraveling the mystery of the Hollow House, a place so haunted it's like the walls themselves are alive with something evil. This isn't just a ghost story. It's a nightmare that clings to you. By the end, you'll be checking your closet twice before bed. Ready? Let's get into it. Imagine you're in a small town called Greyfall, Pennsylvania. It's one of those forgotten places where the factories closed years ago, and the streets feel like they're stuck in time. At the edge of town sits the Hollow House, a crumbling Victorian mansion that looks like it's been rotting since the 1800s. The windows are boarded up, the porch sags like it's tired of standing, and the front door has this weird carving, a spiral that seems to twist if you stare too long. Locals avoid it. They say it's cursed, that it's been empty since a family vanished there in 1973. But every night, without fail, a pale blue light glows in the attic window. And sometimes, people swear they hear voices, soft, like they're calling you closer. That's where our story starts, with Maya and Lucas. They were college students, best friends, always chasing thrills. Maya was a true crime junkie, always listening to podcasts about unsolved mysteries. Lucas? He was a skeptic, the guy who'd laugh off anything spooky and say it was all in your head. They heard about the Hollow House on a Reddit thread. Some urban explorer posted blurry photos of the inside, claiming they saw shadows move on their own. The post ended with a warning. Don't go in. It knows you're there. Maya was hooked. She convinced Lucas to check it out for their YouTube channel. They figured they'd film a quick video, maybe get some creepy vibes, and call it a day. Oh, how wrong they were. It was a chilly October evening when they pulled up to the Hollow House. The sun was setting, painting the sky blood red, and the house looked even worse in person. The air felt heavy, like it was pressing down on their chests. Maya clutched her camera, her hands shaking a little, while Lucas tried to play it cool, cracking jokes about ghostly roommates. The front door was ajar, just enough to see the darkness inside, like the house was inviting them in. Maya whispered, "This feels wrong," but Lucas pushed the door open anyway. The hinges screamed and a cold draft at them, smelling like damp earth and something metallic. They stepped inside, and the door slammed shut behind them. No wind, no reason, just shut. Inside, the house was a maze of decay. The wallpaper peeled in long strips, revealing moldy wood underneath. The floorboards groaned under their weight, and every step kicked up clouds of dust that seemed to swirl in patterns before settling. Maya's camera caught it all. The broken chandelier dangling like a spiderweb, the staircase spiraling into darkness, and strange scratches on the walls, like claw marks. Lucas laughed nervously, saying it was probably just vandals, but Maya wasn't so sure. She pointed her flashlight at the ceiling, and that's when they saw it. The spiral carving from the door, etched into the wood above, but bigger, deeper, like it was growing. They decided to explore the ground floor first. The living room was frozen in time. A dusty couch, a cracked mirror, an old rotary phone sitting on a table. Maya zoomed in on the phone, joking about calling the ghost for an interview. But as she laughed, the phone rang. A sharp, jarring sound that made them both jump. Lucas grabbed it, held it to his ear, and his face went pale. He dropped the phone, muttering, "It was breathing." Maya didn't believe him, but when she picked it up, she heard it too, a low, raspy breath, like something was listening on the other end. They backed away, hearts pounding, and that's when they noticed a mirror. Their reflections were there, but wrong. Maya's eyes were too wide. Lucas's mouth was twisted into a grin he wasn't making. They ran for the stairs. Upstairs, the air got colder, thicker, like they were wading through water. The hallway was long, with doors on either side, each one carved with that same spiral. Maya's camera battery was draining fast, even though it was fully charged. They picked a door at random, a bedroom. Inside was a child's bed, the sheets stained and torn, and a rocking horse that creaked back and forth on its own. Lucas whispered, "This is some horror movie crap." But his voice cracked. Then they heard it, a giggle, soft and childlike, coming from under the bed. Maya froze. Lucas, trying to be brave, bent down to look. Nothing was there, but when he stood up, the rocking horse was facing them, its wooden eyes gleaming in the dark. Okay, pause. You're in a haunted house. You hear a giggle, and a creepy rocking horse just turns to stare at you. What do? Run, right? But Maya and Lucas were in too deep. They wanted answers. They kept going, heading for the attic where the light was seen every night. The attic door was at the end of the hall, locked tight. Lucas kicked it open, and a wave of cold air hit them, carrying a whisper. You shouldn't be here. They climbed the narrow stairs, their flashlights flickering. The attic was huge, empty except for a single chair in the center, facing a cracked window. The blue light they'd seen from outside pulsed faintly, like a heartbeat. And on the chair, a Polaroid photo of Maya and Lucas, standing in front of the house. It was taken that night. They hadn't posed for it. Maya's hand shook as she picked up the photo. Who took this? She whispered. The moment she spoke, the whispering started again, louder, coming from every corner of the attic. They're here. They're here. Lucas grabbed her arm, pulling her toward the stairs, but the door slammed shut. The temperature plummeted, their breath visible in the air. Maya's camera caught something. A shadow, tall and thin, moving across the wall. It wasn't theirs. It had no face, just a gaping hole where a mouth should be. They screamed, pounding on the door, but it wouldn't budge. The shadow grew closer, its whispers turning into a hiss. Stay with us. Let's back up for a second. What's the deal with the hollow house? Why does it do this? To understand, we need to go back. Greyfall's locals have stories about the house going back to the 1800s. They say it was built by a man named Elias Harrow, a recluse who dabbled in things he shouldn't have. Rituals, dark pacts, stuff no one talks about openly. In 1873, his family disappeared. No bodies, no trace, just gone. The house was boarded up, but people kept seeing that blue light in the attic. Over the years, others vanished too. A drifter in 1920, a journalist in 1955, a group of teens in 1989. Every time, the same details. Whispers, claw marks, and that spiral carving. Some say Elias made a deal with something not human, something that lives in the house's walls, feeding on anyone who enters. Back to Maya and Lucas. They're trapped in the attic, the shadow closing in. Maya's screaming. Lucas is kicking the door, but it's like the house is holding them. The whispers are deafening now, a chorus of voices saying their names, their fears, their secrets. Maya hears her own voice in the mix, confessing things she's never told anyone. Lucas is clawing at his face, muttering, "It's in my head." Then the shadow lunges. Maya ducks, but Lucas isn't fast enough. He screams, and when the shadow pulls back, his eyes are wrong, milky white, like he's not there anymore. Maya grabs him, drags him to the window, and smashes it open. They jump, landing hard on the grass below. They run for their car, but it's gone, not broken down. Gone, like it was never there. The street is empty, the town's silent. Maya is still clutching her camera, and when she checks the footage, her heart stops. Every clip shows him entering the house. But behind him, there's a figure, a tall, faceless thing with a spiral carved into its chest. It was there the whole time. They stumble through the woods, trying to find a main road, but the trees seem to shift, the paths looping back to the house. The whispers follow them, now a chant. You can't leave. You belong to us. Hours pass, maybe days. Maya's losing track of time. Lucas is barely himself, muttering about the spiral and joining them. They end up back at the hollow house. the door wide open, inviting them in. Maya refuses, but Lucas walks toward it like he's in a trance. She tries to pull him back, but he turns, and his face, his face, isn't his anymore. It's the spiral, carved into his skin, his eyes gone. He whispers, "It's beautiful," and steps inside. The door slams shut. Maya collapses, screaming, alone in the dark. Here's where it gets worse. A week later, a hiker found Maya's camera in the woods, but no sign of her or Lucas. The footage was uploaded online, going viral before it was taken down. The police searched the hollow house. Empty, as always. But the weird part? That Polaroid from the attic was found on the front steps, with 2 new names scratched into it. Maya and Lucas. And every night since, the blue light in the attic burns brighter.